Okay, so now we're going to deal with the third type of solving log equations problems. You can tell that this is different than types 1 and type 2 because when you are dealing with type 3, you have logs on both sides of the problem. So you have log of something equals log of something else. So first thing you want to do is you want to condense so that you only have one log on each side of the problem. So sometimes if you have more than one, you need to condense stuff. So then what happens is all of the logs will just go away because they're both log with the same base on each side. So then you just solve for x and you have to check your answer the same way that you check your answer for type 2, where you make sure that you're not trying to take the log of either a negative number or 0. So looking at that first one, you've got log base 3 of 3x plus 4 equals log base 3 of 5. So you say, okay, I only have one log on each side of the problem. All of the logs go away. So now you've got 3x plus 4 is 5, and fingers crossed everyone can solve that. So you would subtract the 4, so then 3x is 1, divide by 3, x is a third, and check it. So you're doing 3 times 1/3 plus 4. That is a positive number, so it's not negative, nor is it 0. We don't have to plug it into 5 because 5 is already positive. And then that is your answer. Now we're just going to do a couple more. I'm going to go over and not down for this one only because I would rather do a slightly more straightforward one than have to condense right away. So here we've got log base 2 of 2x minus 7 equals log base 2 of 6x plus 1. Okay, so you only have one log on each side. So at this point, all of the logs go away. Gone. So now you got 2x minus 7 equals 6x plus 1. And you just go about solving for x. So you'll add over the 7 and subtract the 6x because the x's need to live on the left side of the problem and the numbers need to live on the right side of the problem. So 2x minus 6x is going to be negative 4x equals 1 plus 7 is going to be 8. Divide by negative 4. So then x is negative 2. And then you have to check it. So you go, okay. So 2 times negative 2 minus 7. That is going to be a negative number. Specifically negative 11 the number, but it's a negative number, which means this doesn't work. And you have no solution, which is fine, okay? I don't have to check this side because this side already failed me. If this side had worked, you would still want to make sure that you check the other side, okay? 2 more. Okay, so this side has multiple logs on it. When you have multiple logs, you have to condense. Remember, when you're condensing, you have a minus in the middle. The condensing is division. So now you've got log base 4 of x over 2x plus 5 equals 6. No, not 6. Log base 4 of 6. So now you only have one log on each side, so all the logs go away. So then x over 2x plus 5 is going to be 6. And you just solve for x. So same thing as with type 2. When it looks like this, you got to multiply the bottom part over. Here it'll cross out. Here you distribute and you end up with 12x plus 30. Fine. Subtract 12x. So then negative 11x is 30. Divide by negative 11. Okay, x is negative 30 over 11 because it doesn't reduce, which is fine. Then you got to check it. So since this is just x, If I plug in negative 30 over 11, clearly I get a negative number, so then this has failed me, and you get no solution. Again, if this had worked, you would still want to make sure you check the other ones, okay? Last one. Okay, so you have multiple logs on a side, so same thing, you want to make sure that you condense. When you are condensing and it is a plus, you are condensing with multiplication. We're not adding it and making it x plus 7, because not math. So since it's just 4 and it's not a binomial where it has two terms, I would just distribute it into here as you write it down so you don't have to do the extra step. If you want to take the extra step, because to do two things at once seems like too much, then take the extra step. So then you're looking at 4x plus 12, because I'm distributing, equals log base 3 of 8. So now you have a log on each side. It will go away. So then 4x plus 12 is going to be 8. And you're going to solve. So you would subtract 12. So then 4x equals negative 4. Divide by 4. You get x equals negative 1. You go, it's a negative number. It has to fail. Nope, you need to make sure you check it. So 4 is always a positive number, so it's in good shape. Here, if you plug in negative 1, even though negative 1 is negative, negative 1 plus 3 is not negative. It's a positive number. So then that means you're fine. And that's your answer, even though it happens to be negative. Okay, and that is type 3.